In the summer of 168 BC, history witnessed a clash that would forever reshape the Mediterranean. On the plains near Pydna, the Roman legions met the legendary Macedonian Phalanx formation that had dominated battlefields for centuries. What unfolded was not just a battle, it was a confrontation between two military philosophies, two civilizations, and two destinies. Rome, disciplined, adaptable, and relentless. Macedon, proud, battle-hardened, and bound by the legacy of Alexander the Great, two forces. Each believing victory was inevitable, were about to collide. On one side were the Roman legions, each man trained to fight as a unit, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to exploit weaknesses in the enemy line. Their weapon, the gladius, was deadly in close quarters, complemented by the pila, a javelin designed to disrupt and penetrate enemy formations. Discipline, flexibility, and sheer tenacity defined them. On the other side stood the Macedonian army, led by King Perseus. The Macedonian Phalanx had been a symbol of invincibility. Soldiers armed with the sarissa, a spear over 6 meters long, formed an almost impenetrable wall. For generations, this formation had dominated Greece, Anatolia, and beyond. But perfection has a flaw: rigidity. The Third Macedonian War had dragged on for years. Skirmishes, sieges, and battles tested both sides. Lucius Aemilius Paulus, the Roman commander, had studied his enemy carefully. He knew the phalanx was powerful but inflexible. Every hill, every slope, and every uneven stretch of land could create gaps. Perseus, on the other hand, relied on the confidence and cohesion of his troops. Believing his phalanx could crush Rome outright, as dawn approached, the two armies faced each other across the plains. A tense silence fell, broken only by the occasional clatter of armor and the distant sound of drums. Both sides knew the stakes. Macedon's future and Rome's ambition were intertwined in this battle. The calm before the storm was almost unbearable. The battle began cautiously, with Roman light infantry probing the Macedonian line. Skirmishes tested strength, stamina, and discipline. Then came the inevitable, the full engagement. The Macedonian phalanx advanced steadily, a bristling wall of sarissas that seemed unstoppable. Yet the Romans met them head-on. Shields raised, pila hurled, gladius ready for close combat. The clash was thunderous, shaking the plains with the force of disciplined men against a legendary formation. Here the phalanx's rigidity became its weakness. The rocky, uneven ground caused gaps to form between units. Roman commanders seized the moment. Wedges of soldiers drove into the formation, stabbing, cutting, and breaking the cohesion. What had been an almost perfect wall of spears now began to splinter. Every hesitation, every disruption, magnified the Romans' advantage. Discipline overcame rigidity. King Perseus could only watch as his legendary phalanx unraveled. Thousands of Macedonians fell, and many more fled in panic. The Macedonian army, once the pride of the Hellenistic world, had been broken. Rome's legions, flexible, disciplined, and relentless, had done what generations of Macedonian kings had failed to achieve. They shattered the phalanx. The aftermath of Pydna was devastating for Macedon. King Perseus fled, leaving his kingdom vulnerable. Thousands of soldiers lay dead on the field. Roman victory was complete. The battle had ended Macedon's power and shattered the myth of the phalanx. Rome's rise to Mediterranean dominance was now unstoppable, yet the victory was more than military. It was a lesson in adaptability, leadership, and the evolution of warfare. The Romans had not just won, they had rewritten the rules of engagement, proving that flexibility and strategy could overcome even the most formidable tradition. The echoes of Pydna reverberated through history. The Macedonian phalanx, a symbol of centuries of dominance, was rendered obsolete. Rome's legions, disciplined, versatile, and relentless, had proven the power of innovation and strategy over brute force. The battle did not merely decide a war, it reshaped the balance of power across the ancient world. It's paving the way for Roman expansion into Greece and beyond. When Rome met the Macedonian phalanx, it was more than a battle. It was the end of an era, the birth of a new order. It's a testament to the enduring power of strategy, courage, and discipline. The lesson remains clear. Even the mightiest formation can fall when faced with ingenuity and determination. Determination If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe and explore more epic battles of the ancient world. Thanks for watching.